Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're working on another Kitchenaid. This is a K5a. This was sent in by Jeffrey, and this is in for a complete restoration. We have two options with this one. He either wants it gloss black or gloss white. The issue is the brush caps. If I can't find black brush caps for this, then we're going white. We're going to keep the white brush caps and go gloss white with the machine. If I can find black brush caps, then this is going gloss black. Now I've looked online, and I've looked through some of my parts, and I couldn't find any black brush caps. The ones from the solid state models don't fit in here, and I still have a few more boxes of parts to dig through to see if I can find them. But as of right now, I'm unsure what color this is going to be. It's either going to be gloss black or gloss white. But irregardless, we still got to get this thing all torn down and get everything checked out. So let's plug it in and see if it runs. And before I plug it in, I just want to point out this cord is terrible. Alright, right away there seems to be an issue with the switch here. You let go and it just turns itself on. And it seems like it has no high range either, so that's something else we're going to have to deal with on here. But got it unplugged now, so let's start digging in. Alright, not too bad inside the cap here, a little bit of grunge. Now, as to why this thing keeps turning itself on, I'm not seeing. Well, the only issue I can see is it looks like the lever is bent for the speed control. So I think that is probably a major factor right there. Yeah, I think that's because that's bent. As far as having no speeds on it, let me see if I can. No, I don't think it's going to matter really. Let me see if I can get this to have some kind of speed control here. Actually, we can test one thing here really quick right now. Let's just remove that capacitor from the equation. And let's retest it. Alright, so you can tell we have speed control back, which means that this capacitor here is dead shorted. So that capacitor is no good. We're going to have to find a replacement for it. And she smells hot. Alright, well, we've managed to isolate the problem, why it has no speeds. Process of elimination, you know. This thing right here, I think, is because the end of the lever seems bent, and I think the pressure it's putting on it wants to just make it go back inside. I'll get a closer look at that once I get this all apart here. So when that capacitor shorts out, it's basically bypasses this entire speed control assembly. If you were to take this speed control plate off of here, and all the wires associated with it, the resistor and all that, and if you were to just take these two wires here and just hook them together, it would run on high. That's basically what shorting that capacitor does. So, alright, speed control plate needs some cleaning up. Alright, let's get our governor off of here. Let's set parts for powder coating onto the floor here. Alright, so we've got a bunch of stuff off the back here. I'm going to get this band out of the way. This band isn't in very good shape either. As you can see, half the Kitchenaid is worn right off of it. Alright, let's get our brushes out. Alright, well, the brushes still look decent. It's got nice looking long brushes in there. At least on that side. I'm assuming this side here will be the same. Yep. Alright. I'm going to take off what we can while this thing is on the stand here. Alright, you can see how much crud and goo is up inside this trim ring here. Alright, might as well pull the planetary assembly off here now. Alright, got the pin out of there. And we get our planetary off. You see, not really a lot of grease in there. Might as well go ahead and strip this down now. There we go. Get our gear off there. Now when you're taking these apart, one important thing that you have to remember to put back in is this pin. I had somebody message me tell me that they took the machine apart to change the grease in it, and they put it back together, and it spun until they touched the shaft here. As soon as they did it, everything stopped spinning. The motor would still go. First thing I had them check was make sure to put this pin back in. Apparently they forgot this pin. So easy enough to forget, and you'll know it right away. And just try to keep in mind everything that came out so that you can put it back together without having to take it apart again. Alright, so that's taken apart. The only thing left in here is this clip that holds the wick in here. This thing's got this wick, as you can see, and there's a clip that holds it in place. Apparently this clip was not holding this wick in place on here. Alright, so that's ready to be degreased. So are my hands. Alright, I might as well pop this trim ring off of here. Alright, let's see what we can get out of here now. Wrong damn socket. Yep, I do. Alright, so we take the resistor off of here and we get this whole thing cleaned up and get this lubed up really well. Just clean this plate up. And it seemed like this, this armature just wanted to come right out. Bearing looks a little dry, but turns well, has no noise, don't feel like there's any grit in it or anything, and the armature has no wear on it. Just the fan part's kind of dirty. So yeah, the armature looks pretty good on there. And we can hear from when we ran it that, you know, it works well. Alright, I think for now, this looks like it's missing the washers that went on there, unless it's on the back of the plate. Nope. Alright, the washers from there are missing. Oh no, what's this? Ah, and these spacers are in the wrong place. These are supposed to actually be on the other side of the coil there. They're supposed to space the coil out this way just a little bit, so these spacers are in the wrong spot. So I guess it's a good thing that this thing is being torn down. And as you can see, the bend on here, this thing really slopes down. And when you put it to the off position, you know, it's got pressure pushing up on it to ride up on this bottom piece here, so when you let go, that pressure kind of wants to pop it back out, which is no biggie. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to separate these two halves now, or separate the motor from the stand right now. Maybe with a bigger screwdriver though. So the inside of it may have been taken apart. It doesn't look like this has been taken apart. And you can see why I leave a screw in the back. On here I just loosen it up and leave it in. It keeps this thing from falling right off the stand. A lot of times they'll stick well on the locating pins, but sometimes they don't. See, it would have fallen right off of there. Alright, so I'm going to set that down there for now. I'm going to give you guys a little better view here of the stand. And we're going to take this stand apart. There's supposed to be a pin right here holding this together, and I think I see where it's at, but I mean it's as rusty as this is here, so I cannot really see the pin. But we're going to give it a shot here anyways. I think before I do that though, I'm going to just take all these parts off of here before I get all sloppy loose and just make it easier on me. Alright, so let me see if I can get this pin to move here. Yeah, it's not even budging. There we go. Go the opposite way, and now it doesn't budge, it falls right out the bottom. And there it is. Alright, so now I gotta take this off of here, but I can pull this handle out first. And you can see that's got some corrosion and crud on it, so this gets polished up good and it will lube that up before we put it back in there. That just makes operation that much smoother when you're using it. Alright, 0473. So, I don't know why that would be on there unless that was a date that this thing was serviced. Like April 1973. One thing I'm noticing too is normally these screws that hold the motor to the base and then this part here together, these screws are usually, once you start to loosen them up, they're usually, you know, you can spin them right out with your fingers, but these are in there kind of solid. And this screw right here is already out part way. And I can see why, because I think they cross-threaded it. Oh, man. And that one was just reefed down super tight. Alright, let's see if I can get this one out. Alright, there we go. Alright. Got screws out. And it doesn't look crust right there. So this part right here, all we got to do is get these feet off of here. Once these feet are off, we should be able to get this out for degreasing. There we go. This is already to get, not to grease, but to get sandblasted and powder coated. Alright, so now we can get this bracket off of here. Alright, so to do that, you know what, let me get some light going here for you. There, now we can see better. Okay, so to do that requires removing this nut right here. And once this nut comes off, there's a spring and a couple washers behind it. We can pull this whole assembly here out, and then this will slide right off the bottom. 7/16. There we go. Okay, there's a nut, spring, which these are all pretty rusty in here. Washer, wavy washer. Alright, so now pull this assembly out, and you can see this whole thing is pretty rusty, so we're going to have to do something with that. And then this little piece that connects the two, you can see how that attaches to this, and it goes through the shaft there. Once that's out, we can pull this out. So this is all stripped down. This is just about stripped down, except for these. We just got to drive these out, which is no big deal, and then we get those sandblasted. Now we can take apart the motor here. I just get some of these parts I'm not going to be using out of the way. Or some of these tools, I mean. I'll get moving parts as well. Alright, so we've got four main screws that hold this together, but there's also, you also got 5 screws around here that got to come out. So there's a total of 9 screws holding these two halves together, if you think about it. That's overkill. And it's still that way to this day, too. Oh, this screw is awful loose here. And so is this one. These all seem awful loose. I can't even find the slot. There's a little grease and crud packed in the slot there. Alright, that's pretty much all there is to that. So now, I notice there's washers missing here too. Seems to have quite a bit of missing stuff. But now we go ahead and we can separate these two halves. As I said, they should come apart fairly easily. One of the locating pins just fell out, which usually don't happen. Alright, so let me get something to throw all this greasy crap onto here. I'm already dripping grease all over my countertop. And it's got a lot of grease in it. I mean, you can see quite a bit there, but look inside of here. There's a ton of grease in there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just peel some of this grease off of here. Alright, you know what, that's good enough. I'll let degreaser take care of the rest of it here. Oh, we have Phillips for that. Strangely enough, these things have Phillips screws. Hold this worm drive assembly in. I say strange because I mean in the newer ones you can kind of understand, but in these older ones they use slotted head for pretty much everything except these screws right here. I think every other screw in here, maybe the exception of the screws I see that hold the switch together, but every other screw on here that holds this thing together is a slotted head. Alright, and there is our worm drive assembly. We'll have to get that all degreased and then taken apart. And let's pull our main gear out of here. This is going to have to get degreased and taken apart as well. Or not taken apart, but degreased as well. Alright, so this had the wash on it, so that's a good thing. Set that aside, get rid of this old gasket since we're replacing that. Alright, so this is, aside from, I don't know if this will come off or not. Yeah, aside from this ring gear here, oh, it may come out. This is ready for degreasing. Yeah, it's not going to come out. We'll degrease it and don't worry about that. So, set that aside. Now we've got the biggest part to take apart. I think I want to get as much of this grease out of here as I can. This is probably the worst part about, you know, if you're doing any maintenance on your Kitchenaids or whatever, is getting rid of all this old grease. And I'm not going to lie, it's even for me, you know, I don't mind grease, it doesn't bother me, but this is still one of the worst parts of it, is trying to get this out of here. I'm used to having grease all over my hands, but if you're not, you probably want to wear some gloves. I have gloves up there, and I just, you know, some rubber gloves, I just can't stand wearing them. But I do suggest that, you know, for anybody else, yeah, wear some gloves so you can keep this crap off your hands. Alright, I need another shop towel. happy about that. Man, there's a lot of grease in here. Let me get this PTO gear right out of here. Alright, that's good enough for now. As you see, looks a lot emptier. Alright, I'm going to go wash the grease up off my hands quick so I can come back and get the motor apart. I'll be right back. Alright, much better. Okay, so this is... I don't even know what's going on with this here. Somebody has done some wiring in here before. Alright, so now you've got one lead going from the switch up here to somewhere. Not sure where. You've got connectors on these switches going to the switch that, quite frankly, don't fit. Well, that one didn't fit. This one seems to fit well. This is probably the original one. I don't know what the deal. Yeah, this is the original one there. I don't know what the deal is with this one. Alright, not going to worry about it right now. For now, I think I'm just going to take the switch assembly off here. And there you can see the bend that I was talking about on that. Alright, got the switch lever out of there. Get the spring out of here if I can. And then the switch itself. Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with all this here, but it is what it is. Alright. Get this cord out of here. Okay, that wire nut just fell off. Alright, it's a long cord. Alright, so I see this one here is wired right to brush holder clip. And of course I can't get it off right now, but yeah, that's right where that one goes. Alright, time to get this coil wow, this sucker's really stuck in there. Oh, maybe not. There we go. Alright, so there is a connector on here that I gotta get off the brush holder. Okay. Alright, so there's our coil. We're just gonna spray that down, with some QD and clean it up. It says 273 on it. I'm still not sure if these are dates or not on it. That says 1273.5. So I don't know, but I would guess maybe that is a date. Not positive. Alright, I got one more clip to pop off here, and it happens to be the one that was wired to the switch. Also stuck on this brush holder extremely tight. I can't believe I can't get that off of there. There we go. Alright, yeah, that's interesting. Alright, brush holders on out of here. There we go. And something else I just found interesting are those washers that I said were missing in the planetary. I just found them. So it appears somebody had a stack of parts here and they weren't quite sure where they went, so they stuck them wherever they could fit them. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Alright, so this thing is, oh, there's that other wire nut. This thing is ready to be degreased and then stripped down. So we're going to get everything degreased, sandblasted, and we'll get it powder coated in whatever color we're doing with this. Like I said, it depends on the brush caps. So, yeah, after we get all that done, we'll come back and get it put back together. Alright, so we've got a package to open up here. It's a pretty big box for this Kitchenaid here, so you'll be surprised, I think, when you find out what's in this little box, or just what little thing is in this big old box. I think it's something fragile by looking at it. There we have it. Let's see what it is. There's an awful lot of bubble wrap on it too. There we go. Got a new capacitor for this here. So it's kind of funny if you look at the box versus the capacitor. Bit of overkill there, but what are you going to do? Alright, so take this old capacitor and these leads off. Let's see, are they long enough here for this? Nope. Oops. Alright, there's one. Let's get the red one done. Oh, I can't see, jeez. Alright, there we go. Let's slip this in the original pack, I think. That should work. Alright, let's get her mounted up. I'm still blown away about that box that they sent this thing in. That cracks me up. That box was freaking enormous. Wasn't sure what it was when it first came. I mean, I've got things like computer parts ordered, and well, I thought that's what it was when it got here. Until I seen DigiKey on there, and that was the only thing I ordered from DigiKey was this capacitor here, which was actually I had an issue finding these capacitors before, and everyone that I seen that had been used or recommended for it was also specified that it was short-term use only because they didn't hold up. But a viewer, and I can't recall his name off the top of my head, but I'll put it down. I'll credit him down in the description. Referred me to this unit here from DigiKey and said that it works well. So, and that's based on experience. That wasn't just hearsay. Okay, why can't I get this stupid cap on here? Alright, so we got the capacitor in there, and this little sucker runs good now. At first there was still an issue with it, so I ended up replacing the speed control plate on here, and I'll show you why. Hopefully you guys can see this. If you look right in here, you see right there's the contact for these points here, and you can see how much meat there is on that and on that, and even this one right here. The one I put in there's got more on both of these contacts here, where this one right here is like completely flat. I mean, it's completely gone. So that was causing issues, so I did replace that. And anyways, we got the capacitor in there, and I see I still got some fingerprints on here I gotta wipe off. But anyways, yeah, we've got this one all good to go. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see what she sounds like. Alright, so there we have it. We're going to get this wiped down and get it sent back, and yeah, call this one a day. So if you guys have any other questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to those as soon as I can. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.